Do not cross this line. 85 miles north of Las Vegas, a stretch of dust and rock that officially didn't exist for decades. Look at the map. It's a blank spot, a void. But the silence here is loud. They call it Groom Lake. They call it Dreamland. But the world knows it by a name that sends shivers down the spine of conspiracy theorists and generals alike. Area 51. Is it just a testing ground for the world's deadliest spy planes, or does the rabbit hole go deeper, much deeper? Tonight, we peel back the layers of the most classified grid on Earth. We walk the line between advanced military engineering and the terrifying possibility that we are not alone. Welcome to the edge of reality. Welcome to Area 51. To understand the ghost, you must first find the body. The year is 1955. The Cold War is freezing the world in fear. The CIA needed a place to hide, a place to build eyes in the sky. They found Groom Lake, a desolate salt flat, perfect for landing the U-2 spy plane. It was a project so secret that even the president's staff spoke of it in whispers. For years, locals saw strange lights, objects moving at impossible speeds, 2,000 miles per hour, at 90,000 feet. The government said it was weather balloons. They lied. It was the A-12 Oxcart, the SR-71 Blackbird, titanium beasts that outran missiles. This is the logical explanation, the safe explanation. But logic ends where the fences begin. Because if they were just building planes, why did the security clearance levels go beyond top secret? Why did they need underground bunkers extending stories deep into the earth? What required a budget deeper than the black budget? We are about to enter the core. (1989). A man steps out of the shadows and onto a Las Vegas news station. His name is Bob Lazar, and he lit a match that would burn down the curtain of secrecy. Lazar didn't talk about spy planes. He talked about something else. He claimed he was hired to work at a facility called S-4, tucked into the Papoose mountain range, just south of the main Area 51 base. He described the commute, a bus with blacked-out windows, no talking, no looking out, just the hum of the engine and the crushing weight of the unknown. Inside S-4, Lazar claimed he saw 9 hangars, and inside those hangars were not planes. They were discs, ancient, sleek, seamless. He called it the sport model. He was tasked with one job, reverse engineering, figure out how it works. But the physics were impossible. No wires, no fuel tanks, just a small reactor in the center, powered by a stable element that didn't exist on Earth's periodic table. Element 115. Think about that. In 1989, Element 115 was science fiction. It wasn't synthesized by humans until 2003. How did Lazar know? Lazar described a propulsion system that manipulated gravity itself, creating a distortion field, bending space and time to travel, rather than moving through it. Was he hallucinating, or was he the first human to touch technology from another star system? The government erased his records, his birth certificate, his degrees from MIT and Caltech, gone. Why go to such lengths to erase a liar? But S-4 isn't the only secret. There are whispers of the Greys, biological entities, reports of an interrogation room where the occupant wasn't human, former engineers speaking of telepathic communication, of a pact made in the 1950s, technology in exchange for biological experiments? It sounds like madness, but in the middle of the desert, madness is the only neighbor.
You don't need a time machine to see the conspiracy. You just need a ticket to Las Vegas. Look at the Gold Coast terminal. You will see them. White Boeings with a single red stripe. No logos, no names. They call them Janet Airlines. Just another non-existent terminal. They fly hundreds of workers daily into the restricted airspace. Cooks, cleaners, physicists. They sign their lives away with non-disclosure agreements. What are they building today? Satellite images show massive new hangars constructed in the last 5 years. One hangar is large enough to house a craft, or a creature, of immense size. In 2017, the Pentagon admitted the existence of AATIP, a program to study UAPs. They released the videos, the Tic Tac, moving exactly how Bob Lazar described 30 years ago. No wings, no heat signature, instant acceleration. Was the Tic Tac a visitor? Or was it something that flew out of Groom Lake? Something we finally learned to build. We may never know what lies behind the camouflaged hangars of Area 51. Maybe it is just the next generation of drones. Maybe it is the graveyard of Soviet secrets. Or maybe, just maybe, deep in the cool air of the underground levels, there is a door that leads not to another room, but to another world. Until the doors open, Area 51 remains a mirror. We look into the void, and we see our own fears, our own curiosity, and our desperate hope that the universe is teeming with life. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But what happens 85 miles north stays in the dark. Keep watching the skies.